A quick shop tour. It's probably not going to be quick. But anyway, here is the main entrance to my shop. Broadway is that way. So this, when you come out of the building, it goes away. You're walking away from Broadway, about, I don't know, 75, 100 feet from Broadway. But here's the door to walk in. And then here is my the little waiting room. And then the window. I had my friend epoxy the floor, makes it a little bit nicer. My crappy waiting room. The open sign. A couple of chairs. I don't try not to encourage people to wait. It's going to be a few hours. Go home, take a nap, cut the grass, whatever. So here's walking into. You can ignore that, but I'm an employee, so it's okay. Here is the wash bay. I have my own custom French drain. I use a jackhammer, and then that leads around to the pit. It overflows the pit, and then it overflows into the main drainage area, and then the pump takes it up and out into the closed sewer system. So here's my pressure washer. This thing is a workhorse. I think I've had it since 2015, 2016, something like that. Only replaced a couple little things, little pressure gauge, show me how many PSIs I'm pushing. This thing's a beast. I've got a sediment filter, which usually only takes about a month for that thing to turn brown, some nasty water. I have airlines. I don't use these airlines here much anymore, which the airlines run from over there. You can see that metal that goes back. This backwards camera's got me all messed up. That metal line goes into my compressor, which is in my compressor room outside another part of the building, so I can't hear it. But I don't really use these airlines here in the wash bay all that often. I used to do some detailing, interior detailing here in the wash bay, but I don't much anymore. I don't really like to. But my setup in the wash bay is simple. I don't use a lot of stuff, don't need it. It's very simple and very efficient. And this is where what I would call detailing takes place. Now, is polishing detailing? Yes, but every vehicle gets detailed in the wash bay. Not every vehicle gets polished. And you can detail a car without polishing it. I can polish a new car and make it look a lot better. So, but not all people are wanting it, or have time, or they don't want to pay for it. Anyway, here is the dry bay right here. So it's just behind the wash bay and kind of off to the side a little bit more. But polishers, cordless. I like cordless because they are efficient. Here's my other airline, which is running back to the metal line. I love my old shop, which is actually on the other side of this wall, had the compressor right in the same room, and you could not hear yourself think. If the phone rang, I had to turn it off. This is so nice. When the compressor's running, I can barely hear it, but that's if I'm not making any noise. If I'm got my earbuds in, or I'm on the phone, I'm talking, or whatever, people are talking, you can't even hear it at all. But airlines, this is the main airline for blowing out interiors. This really is what gets a lot of the dirt out of the crevices. It's called a hurricane tool. Has a little rotation set in there, so the air blows out and this thing spins, and it actually uses air to clean, as opposed to, like, you think of a leaf blower, right? How many times have you ever used a leaf blower and you kind of move it back and forth really fast? And why do we do that? Because we're trying to move more stuff in less time. And that's what the hurricane tool does, but it does it automatically, and it spins in a circle way faster than you go with your hand. This other one is my tire protectant. So then I have the air lines on both sides. That way I don't have to dry. I don't like stuff on the floor. I don't like dragging hoses on the floor. And they last so much longer. My shop vac hose, since it doesn't touch the floor, it doesn't get all smushed. It used to, when I had them on the floor, they would actually compress about half width, and then they would rip and wear out. So my shop vacs are all hanging. Somehow, one day I'm going to figure out I can put these shop vacs behind this wall and put them inside of a silencer box or something, so that the noise is almost, super quiet. I don't have to worry about all that noise from the shop vac. But anyway, Here's all the tools and products I use as brushes and stuff like that. Tools and products I use for interior detailing. Again, it's everything's simplified, super efficient. I'm not using 42 different things. It's just a couple different things. Here's my MetroVac. This one's for vacuuming the trunks and stuff like that. I like to have one shop vac per section or side, so I don't have to drag shop vacs around. Oh yeah, my Velocity Vac. This is similar to the Hurricane tool. It's got a rotation set in there, but this one is a suction. It hooks up to my shop vac instead of the Hurricane tool, which pushes the air out. And then I don't really use this cart much anymore. It's probably crap I should throw away. I do. I have a little bit of hoarding in me, just a tiny bit. At least that's as much as I'll admit to. This is an overflow section where I, park something that I'm going to be working on. Usually I don't have any cars in there, but today I do because I'm going to be working on that one pretty soon. Doing some scratch removal. This is where I do my floor mats, which is nice. You need lots of space to do floor mats because you got big ones, and then I can lay them all out at the same time. I can clean them, blow them out. I have extension cords hanging. This is for my interior light. My interior light is great. Lights up the inside of the car, and so I can see. Because no matter how much light I put out here, that light does not penetrate the interior. With that being said, I've got LED lights all over the ceiling. Some are out; they need to be replaced. Some are flickering and buzzing and flashing. Got some jacks over there. Step ladders, everything is kind of in its place. There's some stuff that I really need to go through and fix and clean. That's my table over there. I set up for my desk in the wash bay when I do the Opticoat podcast live from the wash bay. Other than that, that's it. I mean, it's that simple. Detailing is very simple. The amount of products that I need and use are very minimal. I use way less product. I have way less inventory than I have now than I ever have, just because I've become more efficient. So here's my extra interior cleaners and interior protectants, tire protectants. This used to be pretty full, even, and that's pretty low. I do have another cabinet in the wash bay that has some similar stuff that's in there, a couple of extra things that are only for the wash bay. I actually have air conditioner. Where is it? I have an exhaust fan for the wintertime. That's my portable air conditioner. And then, oops, wrong direction. And then up in the window, I have a window unit. It gets hot in here. So I'll keep the doors closed and I'll turn those ACs on, let them run 24/7 pretty much. I know this shop is not anything special. I mean, to me, it's actually the nicest shop I've ever been in. It's very messy up there. It looks so bad up in that corner. All this stuff is hiding in the corner. But this shop is not super special. I mean, it's much better. When I got here, the building wasn't painted, it was peeling. The parking lot wasn't done, there was no lighting. And now that stuff's all been taken care of. The owners really take care of the property now. And it is nice. Would I like to have a better shop with more foot traffic? Absolutely, but the rent, the utilities are included. I can keep my prices reasonable. Yes, I need to be profitable, but I can keep my prices lower than if I was in a very expensive location. And I've seen a couple of the shops around here that have had prime locations, and they're spending $4, $5, $6 grand a month. And just recently, another guy said, "I'm leaving my expensive shop to go to a cheaper one because I have to charge too much, and I don't want to do that." If I had to, I would do it. It is what it is. But I just don't think he was in a position to do that sort of thing. So he downgraded, and he went to a shop just like mine. So I think for me, this is the best fit. What if another shop comes in and takes that $5,000 a month spot? That's fine. Hopefully it works out. If he wants to charge a lot more than I do, that would be great because then my prices won't look as high. But I'm profitable according to where we are. Yes, I would like to be busier. I would like to make more, absolutely. I think everybody who works any job anywhere, self-employed or otherwise, would say the same thing. So anyway, this is my shop. It's about 1,200 square feet, I think. That's well, with that back there, it's like 1,500, something like that. So it's a good, decent size. I can have one car back here. One day I would like to turn that into a usable bay instead of just overflow, but I don't need it right now. There's no point in spending that kind of money. Um, I think this building for me works really well, and it's a custom built wash bay. Most detail shot, and there's a shop on 194 going up toward Abbottstown. $3,900 a month. It's available for rent right now. It's a 3-bay garage with a bathroom, office. It's basically a car lot, but you have to wash outside. There's no way I'm going to pay $4,000 a month plus utilities and wash outside. Not happening. I'd rather stay here. Uh, Even if that rent was half of that, $2,000 a month plus utilities. I don't think so. It's just not worth giving up a custom set. Appreciate your support and for watching this video. Thanks. Bye.